What is up? Kevin Hale here on this Sunday night, January 18th, 2026, doing another round of shots. Davo, TB, Trace, Rando, and Jay Hayes hanging with me tonight. Dave, how are you, sir?
Doing well. I'm doing well. A little chilly outside, but I'm doing well.
It is. You know, it's cold here, but tell us how cold it really is, Terry.
Minus 20 degree wind chill starting tomorrow. So, yeah, my stepson works in construction and they are closing sites down. So it's cold, fellas.
All right, good.
I had my shirt off out in the sun. We had the water out. Bounce house. It was great out here. It's the only good thing about San Diego, but yeah.
That's coming to an end soon enough for you.
Yeah, throw that in our face. Rando, how are you, man?
I'm good, bro. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yes, sir. Trace, how are you, bud?
Doing good. Grateful to be here. Glad to see everybody. I'm ready to always talk Wildcats.
And you said before going live, you figured out the whole round of shots thing, right?
Yeah. I came prepared this time.
All right. Cheers.
It's 95% of it's made right down the road from me, or in the state. I'm in Lexington, but from Frankfurt, Buffalo Trace is right there. Is that Benson Valley bourbon?
What's up?
Is that Benson Valley bourbon? Never mind. I was thinking of something else. Never mind.
No, it's a Barrel House. I got it when I was back home in Kentucky. I got this one, and I got the Club Blue NIL bottle. I figured that might be I don't know, is that a relic now? Who knows? But I just got one bottle.
A relic. Bringing the smoke, rounding out our round table, Mr. Jay Hayes. Jay, how are you, Bubba?
Okay, I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you. What you got there? What are you drinking over there?
Oh, I ate 100 milligram gummy, but I'm drinking water. So
I did do a gummy early too.
Yeah.
All right, good to see you, Jay. You and I are always cool, right?
Yeah. Disappointed that you're Gen X. I expect I expect to toughen up a little bit, but
You know what? I'm gonna make a full confession a little later in the show, thanks to you. So appreciate you. All right, again, we are streaming live on our X platform, our YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. People hanging, watching with us. I appreciate you on this Saturday night. Hit us up with comments and questions in the chat, and we'll talk about it. This past week, Kentucky basketball. Let's start men's. Well, let me work at today. The women, didn't they lost today, right? Somebody talk to me. Terry, you watched or give me some feedback on the ladies today.
Oh, they shot poorly. It was one of those games that always trip you up in the SEC when you got to play one of the Mississippi schools, and They shot poorly, and that'll do it. But hopefully they'll be able to bounce back.
We're hoping. Anybody want to add to the ladies? Somebody? Anybody?
Not many that we'll see this season. I think this is really a good team. I think it's just one of those nights, like shots didn't fall. Sometimes you can't do anything about that if shots aren't falling. I think there's not very many that they'll put in the L column this season, so this is just one of them.
Yeah, and missing keys really hurting too. You got somebody like Jordan Obi who's having to play out of position to having to play a bigger role at the 4 spot whenever she's not used to that. So they'll be all right. They just gotta hit their shots like everybody else said.
All right, that's the ladies. Let's move on to the LSU game. This past was it Wednesday? This past week, the Kentucky men's went to Baton Rouge and pulled off basically what the women did, right? Last second shot for them. And that the Malachi Miracle is what they're calling it. Let's see, where is it at? It's always cool when so this is what happens when you don't have anybody on the production team to help me out here. I got to do it all myself.
If you need it.
Do you?
Yeah,
you can play it. I'm gonna actually share. I'm gonna give everyone a visual. We all like our visuals, right? Yeah. Ready? Let's go. This again, because I'm in a different. Hold on. Let's do it this way. Share. There we go. I feel. All right. Ready? All right, guys. Davo, where does the Malachi Miracle rate in Kentucky lore as far as the last second game-winning shot?
I think it's going to rank pretty high for Pope because that was probably a job-saving shot for him if he wouldn't have hit that one. It was a super impressive shot. I believe Malachi said, or Coach Pope, Jesus, hold on, I'm going to get this together. Malachi told Coach Pope that like he didn't want it, and it got to him anyways. And just as a freshman, that was a big-time shot. I refuse to compare it to anything that guy from '92. I'm always going to say that he pulled off his inner Tony Morgan and found a way to beat LSU on a last second shot. So,
TB, what are you saying?
No, it was a big time shot. I'm glad he hit it. Most importantly, I'm glad we're seeing some fight out of these Wildcats that we didn't see earlier in the year to even be in that situation. They closed out LSU in very impressive fashion on both ends of the court. And that's the kind of stuff that once March rolls around that you can build off of. I know we're going to talk about the Tennessee game as well, but that's the fight that you want to see.
Trace, look at this. A matter of inches over. It was that was exactly how it was designed, right?
Yeah.
You got to just.
That's what you can do when you're 7 foot. Man, this play to me is absolutely just beautiful is the word it comes to. The pass from Colin Chandler, that's going to get put second behind the shot, obviously. But like Colin Chandler right on the dot. They said that, Ortega was going to be the first option if he was open. Denzel Aberdeen, if he was open as second. Something must have got covered. They went to Malachi. Perfect throw. You have 1.6 seconds, barely enough time as it is. Then in the slow motion replay, like it just leaves his hand with maybe 0.3, 0.4 seconds. Absolutely perfect, absolutely beautiful. And I mean, you draw this play up 5 times. I think you get lucky to hit it once. I mean, just a miracle, Malachi miracle. And the kid being a Kentucky kid, kind of, it goes back to that shot that we don't like to talk about, but it kind of helps that he's a Kentucky kid. He knows about that moment. He wasn't alive during that moment, but just perfect. It was a good way to finally to win that. And you needed to win that. And I guess it took everything that we had.
How many? There might be a few of you, at least one of you. Trey, were you alive for the Leitner shot?
No, I was many years from being born. I was not.
God Lord. Well, Rando, your thoughts here.
Yeah, I mean, it was the Trace was like, that's what you can do when you're 7 foot. I've been when I have been critical of Malachi, he's clearly our best 5 at the moment. When I have been clear of Malachi, it's his inability to handle the ball, to actually catch the ball around the rim. And when he went and did his impression of "You Got Mossed" over old boy from LSU, in my show, I said we had Colin Chandler turn into Mormon Will Levis, and Malachi's out here looking like he could be a 5-star wide receiver. But the way he turned, and whether it was drawn up for him or not, when he got the ball, he knew what to do with it. Squared his shoulders up, hit the shot, and you could see the relief and the excitement, and just there so much seemed to come off of Pope's shoulders when he had his hands raised like he did. And everybody's trying to celebrate with Malachi, and it's emotional. It almost looked like he was wiping tears from his eyes, or he was like getting that moment. Like, and I could only imagine. I've never been there, and I never will be. But to be, a kid from Kentucky, and to hit that shot, and to like, Davo said, like, we go from how do you lose to LSU, who is the by record the worst team in the SEC, to hey, we're now back to 500 in league play and can go on a run. We got a SEC win streak going on. So that shot, a lot of people at halftime of Missouri thought the Ortega shot was going to be the one that changed the season. We were just a little bit early. I think this was the one that changed the season, and was like, no matter what is thrown our way, 1.4 seconds left, we're going to have a chance to win a ball game. Who knows if we get there, but if we find ourselves deep in a game, in a big SEC or NCAA tournament game, this is going to be something we can draw on, because confidence is the biggest thing. And a team that we play against, one, knows that we can do this to them, come back from 17 down, hit a last-minute game-winning shot, get a steal in the closing minute of a game. We know we can do that. The other team knows we can do that too, and now there's a lot of pressure on them. And it seems like the pressure is starting to lift off the Kentucky right now.
Finish us up, Jay Hayes.
The shot was spectacular, but let's be honest. I mean, don't sugarcoat it. Kentucky should have never been down in this game to a shitty LSU team. The shot was great. It's a feel good for sure. Christian Leitner special. I'm not scared to say his name. I was there, saw it, watched it.
Unlike you, Trace.
But the comeback was a lot prettier. In that game, the Oway shot should have counted. They didn't count that. The comeback was a lot prettier than the one shot, which led to the W. But the shot is spectacular. I mean, it's a confidence booster and all that, for a struggling team. So it was great to see,
That's a good point, Jay, you're making as far as the comeback goes.
Yeah, the comeback was a lot prettier, I thought, the one shot.
That way, the bigger deal was the 18-point. It was Pope's biggest deficit that he came back to.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about getting fired, but let's be honest. Pope going away from the game plan, switching up defense. He did it in the Tennessee game too. Nobody talked about that. You see bitches online fire Pope, and that's what they are, basically, bitches.
Well, I might have been a bitch, but I didn't. I'm not, putting it out there to fire Pope. But
yeah, I mean, at least have a sports take, on the game. No, fire Pope is not a sports take.
No, it's not.
Our team is shitty is not a sports take.
Well, that's fair. let's switch gears to.
Well, before we move off LSU, I mean, we have to give Denzel Aberdeen props. Like, I get it. Malachi shot great. Colin Chandler's pass great. But Denzel Aberdeen going for 17 points in the second half. That's getting it done. And we're going to be talking about Tennessee again. Denzel Aberdeen in the second half, 18 points, 20 for the game. Like, Denzel is here. Like, I know we have our favorites, but we have to. This is the guy that's been the engine on both of these comebacks. He has looked around and said, I'm going to get this done for us. So I love the shot. I love the pass, but I love Aberdeen finding his role because that's what we need with Lowe going down.
Yeah, Rando said getting moss too. I thought that was the perfect analogy for that because that's what it was. It was beautiful.
Yeah. And Malachi played well down the stretch of that game anyways. I mean, he played with 4 fouls with like 8 minutes
with 4 fouls.
Yeah, and I mean, he finished 10 points and like almost a double. I mean, it wasn't just a shot at the end. I mean, he played fantastic defense.
The comeback,
a lot of big time rebounds at very pivotal times. So yeah, I mean, he played a fantastic game, anyways.
From my perspective, let's go on and switch gears to the Tennessee game. From my perspective yesterday, me and my take with BBN is that we didn't necessarily celebrate the win like it was some breakthrough. I'll speak for me. It was more of a relief because I feel like, this wasn't something about style points or rankings. This was more about pride because, it's a rivalry game. Toughness. This is a game, guys, that I felt like the team matched the opponent's physicality. We didn't fold. I mean, yeah, we the first half wasn't anything to brag about, but the second half we did get it right. And and Jay, I do want to focus on the positives. Yesterday, we're going back and forth, but you did kind of reinstilled something that I had lost with this team, and that was faith. Had lost total faith with this team, and so let's go at it. Davo, your take with the UT, the win over Tennessee.
Yeah, so like always say, it's no secret my feelings towards Tennessee. Whenever it comes to beating them in any sport, that's the most important thing to me. I really don't care what our record is in any major sport that we have, as long as we beat Tennessee and get a chance to hear them bitch, moan, and complain about losing to Kentucky and anything, right? It's a win. I mean, they said on their little space, that losing to Kentucky at any point in time, no matter how they are, is a terrible feeling, right? We all remember how happy they were, making them history, their biggest win ever in NCAA history, knocking Kentucky out in the Sweet 16, right? And that's just a difference in our programs. So beating them, they're a terrible fan base to begin with, right? So it doesn't matter what we beat them in. Hearing them bitch, moan, and complain about how much it sucks losing us is awesome. And beating them once again shorthanded without 2 starters at their home gym, it just seems like it's wash, rinse, and repeat. They can't beat us down there, and it's awesome. And I'm looking forward to doing it again in 5 games whenever they come to Rupp Arena.
TB, go.
Another great win, another masterclass by Aberdeen in the second half to get the Cats over the hump. Just clearly, this team might have found something. If they can start just a little bit better, then maybe I won't be cleaning with as much urgency in the second half. The funny thing is the Tennessee fans taking this loss so personally. We beat them 164 times. Like, why are they surprised that Kentucky's beating them? Again, since Abraham Lincoln designated the last Thursday in November to be Thanksgiving in 1863, we've had 162 Thanksgivings, and Kentucky has beaten Tennessee 164 times. So in theory, at every Thanksgiving, you could give thanks for a different men's basketball victory. In theory,
Hashtag stat
still
that.
have 2 left.
Hashtag stat that.
So
Trace, go.
they're like,
Oh,
I
sorry.
can't believe we're losing to Kentucky. There's nothing more predictable in college sports than Kentucky men's basketball defeating the Volunteers. There isn't. Like, look at the all-time records. It doesn't matter the sport. So for them to be like, I'm shocked. Why are you shocked? This is what happens.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Trace.
Well said, Terry. Well said. I think both these back-to-back wins, last minute, last second, some of them for wins. It is a momentum building 2 wins. I mean, it is hiding. It's helping you forget about a lot of the flaws of this team. They're doing everything it takes, making major comebacks just to barely win. But like Davo said, this is a game that Tennessee and Louisville, I don't care if you've lost every game coming into those, you make it competitive. You need to win this, at least be competitive. Don't ever get blown out by these teams, no matter how bad or down your teams are. Some of our worst teams over the last few years, I think it might have been that COVID team was one of the last few years. We went down there and still won. I had Jacob Topp and CJ Frediker on that team. And this is one of the down teams as well, and you still won. So it just kind of shows like that rivalry going back. Well, I think we've played Tennessee more than anybody in college basketball, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of volume of games. That's just, you get up for that game, and it was good to see them win it, even though we had a horrible way of going about it. It's good to see them leave with a win.
What do you say, Rando?
Yeah, well, I'll keep my thoughts on Tennessee fans reserved. I got 2 of them on here with me that we watch the live watch with, and I do a show every single day. So I at least got 2 good people who are Tennessee fans on. Now they unfortunately were either born into or picked the wrong fan base, but when we did that live watch, I mean, they legit, even as we were clicking away, they just got off of a big double overtime win too, where they were able to figure it out, right? Now, they had some questions on their coach, Rick Barnes, and how he closed out some games recently, either going to native mint or turnovers and overplaying Gillespie where he's just doesn't have any gas left in the tank. But even as Colin Chandler steals that ball with a minute left to go and Double O gets the and 1, and next thing you know, we're up 3. They were in disbelief. Like, how did they? I mean, the entire that watch long for 38 minutes of gameplay, I'm sitting here like, I cannot believe I'd agree to do this thing, get up at 9 a.m. and watch a tip off to watch Kentucky get beat, and then I'm sitting here closing out the show, jumping up and down, singing Riley Green remixes because we got another freaking win. In a unprecedented, unexpected fashion. So, like Jay said, you gotta take a deeper look into what Pope is doing. I really didn't like the way things were going about him and post game and how he was so beat up on this team and how they were looking at, okay, he's in over his head, he can't coach, yada yada. He is able to make adjustments like the LSU game, if I can go back there for a second, where we're switching every single thing, right? We're getting killed on the pick and roll. He's switching everything. Otega Oweh might find himself on the 5-man where he's trying to get in. But you know what? Guess what? That means Moreno's up on the point guard. He's going to make that pass tough to get to the paint, right? So we're going to find ways to make changes. Same thing with the Tennessee game. I really wanted to see a lot of zone because I didn't trust they could shoot. Now they proved me wrong in the first half, but regression to the mean happened a little bit in the second half. We played some zone and forced them to take some bad shots. And then we also started attacking the big man and got Okpara and Brown and Carey in foul trouble, right? Because they were killing us. The front court was absolutely killing us in the first half. So seeing these adjustments by Pope and the fight from this team gives me confidence. I also think we got to take a minute and look at every single game that we've played that we've won and come back from. And we've celebrated or had relief, as you described it. It's been there. Otega has been kind of the constant as we got into SEC play, but it's really been a new cast of characters who step up, right? In the LSU game, it was Cam. He was great defensively. He was hitting shots, but Mo Diabate wasn't playable. He just wasn't engaged. And next thing you know, we go into Tennessee game. Cam's getting expect to get a lot of minutes. His gas tank seemed to be empty. He wasn't the same defensive menace that he's used to be. He was hand checking, collecting fouls. That's all he was doing. So he sits. Next thing you know, Mo Diabate comes in, and he's the guy who can, create extra possessions and whatnot. So I think it is tough as a head ball coach to be like, I never know who my go-to 5 are going to be, and that's kind of why we're in a deficit in these games, because he's has to play the first 20 to really realize, all right, who can I go to in the next 20 to close this thing out. So as we build more confidence in roles and these guys get used to playing with each other. And, we briefly mentioned J-Lo being out. That sucks for the team because he's the true point guard. We've all beat that to death. Like we only have one true one on this team. But now the team knows he ain't coming back. I think that gives them some, some closure of like, hey, we don't get to sit here and use that as an excuse. J-Lo's not coming back. So, Zell, you better figure out how to play this game. You can't play the point guard position with your head down and not see the floor. You got to be a scorer and a facilitator, right? And then I'll close out with saying Jasper Johnson's first half performance is what kept us in this ball game and allow us to keep this run going. He had 20 minutes, if I remember correctly. It might have been more, might have been less. I'm trying to remember the box score, but he led the team in assists with only 4, but he led the team in assists. He went 2 of 3 from 3. When he is in the ball game, Pope can move the offense with pace like he wants to, right? He can give Jasper the ball and say, hey, either go create, or the connection that Jasper and Malachi have where Jasper is able to feed the post early and let Malachi work, which then allows Malachi to either, finish at the rim or pass out from the post, which we haven't had that front court facilitator like we had last year in Amari and Carr. Jasper is going to be special for this team as we get late in SEC play, I believe. Pope's got to find a way to get him minutes. Got to find a way, whether that's eating the college Chandler's minutes or we go to a more 3-guard lineup more frequently and go small ball, something. But I truly believe the key to unlocking this team is Jasper Johnson 25 minutes a game and his growth in SEC play.
He's a wild card. Jay, before I let you chime in, again, you and I we're having our little thing and, it's all out of love. But I also had another conversation with a friend, and let me read it because this is where there's the optimist and the skeptic. I'm playing the skeptic role. He says, stop moving the goalposts. We just beat Tennessee by matching toughness and effort. That's what BBN's been begging for. I respond with, and BBN's been begging for it all season. One night doesn't mean the light switch stays on. He responds, but that's just not one night. That's defense, that's rebounding, that's body language. You don't fake that. And I say you also don't erase bad habits with one rivalry game. The emotions were there. The second half was there. Jay, our conversation did reinstill faith in this team. And to Rando's point, now that Lowe is done, this team truly should find out their identity moving forward. Go ahead.
Well, I think they have identity. It's gritty and grimy and, and find a way. Cats have 9 lives, but the theme of the year has been starting slow. Well, if you look at the Tennessee game, yeah, it was a slow start, but it was better. Baby steps. We'll take that. We were only down 11 in the first half. And if you look at that, that's progress, right? So that's you could be optimistic about that. After having 8 turnovers, kind of impressive, I think, and seeing this team fight, not only in the wins, but we saw this team fight even in losses. We saw it, at Louisville. We saw it in several games with loss. We saw the fight that this team could have. So, this team's like 7-2 since Gonzaga. That's Gonzaga being the only game that we didn't see that fight in. So I was optimistic, and, going forward, that was my point. You said something to me, making fun of just trying to be positive for a struggling team after an impressive first half. Like, we're only down 11. What are you talking about? And that's why I came at you the way, like, root for your team, get behind your team. But I thought it was impressive. I mean, this team continues to find a way. Pope was brilliant. Tennessee had no answers, especially in the second half. I mean, the story of the game was turnovers. Kentucky had the 8 in the first half. Tennessee had a couple, and it flopped in the second half. Tennessee had all the turnovers. Kentucky had 1. That was the story of the game. So you're continuously seeing Kentucky play defense, get better on offense. I mean, they're leading the SEC from 3 shot
And
percentage.
second in the SEC in total defense.
Right. So it's like all these things, and no one has faith, and that was kind of my point. But yeah, I mean, you continue to grow. I mean, toughest team in America.
That place that has played the toughest schedule in America as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Davo.
And a couple things that wasn't mentioned. Somebody pointed out that if we were to beat Missouri, we would be either tied or right now #1 in the SEC, which is insane to think about, right? And also, you know, a lot of BBN's been shitting on him, you know, lately. But Colin Chandler, he played a hell of a game against Tennessee.
Let me say real quick too, Mo Diabate. I've been with Rando on this, like unplayable. But in that Tennessee game, you had to have that physicality, and we got him. Like, and that was the kind of thing in post game was I just needed to get back to myself, and that's what he did. And I was like, yeah, I'll eat crow. We needed you.
We got the same Mo Diabate we got at the St. John's game, and or Indiana game, right? That we finally saw that. And he's got to have that presence where he's just got to know that the ball's not going to find him because Pope draws something up for him. It's going to find him because he's got energy and he goes and fights for it, right? He gets extra possessions and he scores that way, right? That's what we kind of paid him for. That's why Nate Oates didn't want to leave him. So 100% agree with you, Jay. That's who he's got to be from now on.
Yeah, and like I said, Colin Chandler had 4 really big threes. He had that one play where he chased the ball from behind after turning it over. Then he got that steal right there towards the end of the game where he jumped the passing lane. So you know he's coming around again, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, TB, anything to finish your thoughts with Tennessee?
Like I said, just beating Tennessee is always good. I'm glad this team has finally figured it out. You know, I was not.
Has this team moving forward? Are we in a?
I mean, look, we thought so. We thought so after St. John's in Indiana, and then we didn't. So I understand. To quote Winston Wolfe from the 1994 film Pulp Fiction, let's not start blah blah. You know, let's see how this goes. Right. That's all I'm saying. You know, this is the first 3-game winning streak against the Power 14 for Coach Pope since he's been here. So let's just see how this goes. You know, I think it was fair to say maybe he was over his head. I watched a lot of those games. Like maybe it was that. I think that was a fair point. Like, what are we doing here? Mm-hmm. But now it's also fair to say, okay, he seems to have figured some things out. Let's see how this plays out. And you know me, I'm a sunshine pumper, right? I pump sunshine all the time.
I don't think it was ever Pope, though. I think it was players. Low IQ basketball is what I've seen on the floor.
Can I push back on that a little bit, though? Because
you got to hold players accountable.
I 100% agree with you there. I am a Pope fan. I want it to work. I think we every Kentucky fan wants it to work. There were some who had given up on him. The UNC game and the Missouri game were 2 that we should have won that I felt like his coaching lost us those ball games. You can't go 10 minutes at a field goal, and you got to be able to close out a game at home up 6 at the 4-minute timeout. So those 2 I was frustrated by. But just like the team grows, so does the coach and the staff, right? What they know. So like you can, if you're going to celebrate the team for, finding out their role and confidence and playing up and, Zell kind of figuring out Mo getting out of his own head, Moreno stepping up as a freshman. Let's also celebrate Coach Pope and, him taking it to heart, which if you go back in time and watch the, Field of 68 interview and some of these, post-game or pre-game press conferences where he's beating himself up and everybody's like, oh, man, we don't like that. I love Cal and I'll always love Cal. But remember how frustrated we were with him when he would just tell us, hey, don't worry. We're built for March. Don't worry about it. You shouldn't even worry about this loss, right? No, I kind of appreciate my coach feeling the same way I do after a loss, right? Which is like beat up, can't sleep, hit the bottom a little bit and sulk. Like I want him to feel bad about it. And it seems like he has, and he's doing some soul searching too. And there need to be a little bit of come to Jesus for the team and the coach. And it's all coming together. Now, that being said, I feel very much like TB. Like we can't have a letdown against Texas. They just beat Vandy. They are a decent basketball team. They're big, which that size has given us issues. But we put these together. We go to Vandy in Arkansas at the end of the month. we collect 1 or 2 of those, yeah, I'm all the way back into saying we could make something special happen in the tournament.
Yeah. Trace, give me your final thoughts on Tennessee, or the team as of right now moving forward.
Well, it was a game you had to win. I don't think I wish that I was as positive as Rando is on the team. I'm like you said, we all want it to work. I want it to work just as much as anybody. I'm not, unfortunately, as positive. Again, 100% would love to be wrong. I just don't think we have a good team. Please prove me wrong. I want us to do good, but you won Tennessee. You can't let Texas let you down. We got some, but we're at Ole Miss. You should win. I mean, nothing's guaranteed, but you got Ole Miss that you should win at home. Kind of get some more wins to your resume for the games you've already dropped, and just I think it's good that we, instead of having Lowe coming in and back, is he available this game? Is he not? Now you're just like, here's what we have to work with. Let's make the best version of this. We know who's available outside of JQ, but I expect him to come back at some point. Instead of just everything being up in the air, is he going to play tonight or not? We know what we got now. Let's just try to utilize them and max out their abilities to be the best we can, and maybe do something.
Jay, final thought.
Well, I was against the Pope hire. I thought it was a desperate hire. You missed on several top coaches. I wasn't for it. I wasn't for Cal leaving, but now I think it's time. I thought it was time. I'm with Trace on this as well. Like, I think this is a low basketball IQ team, and speaks volumes to what Pope is doing with getting these guys to be tough. So I think that bodes well for March Madness. It kind of reminds me of the NC State tough team, that ran pretty deep. But, I want to believe that, of course, it's hope and Pope, but I think, players got to execute. And I've always been that especially in Division I college basketball. You have a job, do your job. A lot of people, the coach is this and now. You have a job in Division I college basketball. Do your job. Everybody is assigned that job. And if you don't execute on the floor, then hold the players accountable, not the coach. But Pope is getting it done. What I saw him do going away from the game plan in the LSU game and in the Tennessee game with defense, a light bulb came on for some of these players, and a lot of people were on Brandon Garrison, but he's been doing big things. You can look at those assist stats. You talk about big man assists. Look at that. And sealing guys off for Aberdeen and Owe to get downhill. That's IQ being taught to players. So, I'm with Trace and I'm with Rando, and I'm on board with this team, but there is more hope and trying to be optimistic than I really think this team can go far. So let's keep fighting. Let's get tough. You're the toughest team in America. Let's do the damn thing one game at a time. Show up and show out.
Speaking of one game at a time, next game is Wednesday.
Yep.
Texas comes into Lexington, and then next Saturday, Ole Miss at home.
Sean Miller's getting it done in Texas.
Yeah, but we got a home court. Got to protect it.
Well, we were just at home court in Tennessee. We're up south, so
yeah, there you go.
It is what it is.
It is. All right, so this is. Let me see. I've been playing around with putting a segment like this together where, it's been well documented that this team's payroll is $22 million.
Has it though? I haven't seen that on any paperwork. It's just hearsay.
That's the narrative out there. Yeah. And let's just, for shits and giggles, for this segment,
Arrow Leader reported it. I mean, if you believe them, they
reported it.
Yeah, they have no bias to
show it on any contract or anybody's contract or anything.
Yeah,
no, that's fair.
But there's no proof for sure. Yeah,
exactly.
So what I decided to do is, with $22 million, if this is a $22 million team, I wanted to use the same NIL logic, the breakdown, the pay structure, and reach back into our past. the 96 championship team, the 2012 championship team, and arguably one of the great Kentucky teams was the 2014-15 team that, the platoon, and use that NIL logic and show us, according to ChatGPT, what these teams, the players would make based on that season. No NBA is figured in. It's strictly college or they're one season in college, or I guess in some cases multiple seasons, but either the one season, the last season in college. So this is, let me share again. If I had an assistant, show the screen, but I don't. So let's see. Share. Bear with me, people. All right, so this is the. Damn it, that's not it.
Kevin, you ever get scared you'll show something on here you didn't mean to?
You're on to me. There's probably something lurking. I try to keep those in a locked vault. All right, so this is the 96 national championship team using the NIL logic. This is what ChatGPT said. These players would their income, NIL income would be, and basically what the team value would be. So according to this ChatGPT, Antoine Walker would be in that 3.5 to 4 or 5 range. Delk up to 2.3. McCarty 1.6. You can see it. DA 1.3. Nazi, Wayne Turner. Davo, looking at this.
Captain's getting disrespected there at the bottom. I mean, second to cheapest on the roster.
Wayne Turner getting disrespected, I think.
Well, that's it. Dave, I'll start with you. What do you see in here that you like, don't like, or think is way off?
Yeah, like everybody said, it's kind of funny that the leader of University of Kentucky men's basketball right now would be at the very bottom of the NIL earnings, which is kind of asinine if you think about it.
But was it? What I mean, think about it. On that team, where does he really? He wasn't one of the stars of that team.
Well, no, it's not. But the fact that he's the head coach right now is
that's not factoring in at all. The fact it's strictly in 1996 what they were to that team. And then bring that skill set, their impact to today's NIL dollars. This is what it's saying they would.
Well, yeah. I mean, if we're going to talk about that, it makes sense. But it's just crazy thinking about it now compared to what he is and what he's in control of. Jeff Shepard is a little surprising. Wayne Turner is also pretty shocking. Other than that, I mean, it actually looks like something that would be pretty well off. Although the 3.5 to the $4.5 million going to the gambling addict is a little crazy.
We would have kickstarted that habit back in.
Good Lord.
But sorry, it had to be said. But
we would have.
But yeah, no, I mean, it looks like something that would work, in this day and age.
Mm-hmm. TB, look at the numbers. What are you thinking?
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, there's a few quibbles here and there, but I think that seems like an appropriate valuation for that team.
Trace, what do you think? Wait a minute, but again, were you not around? Were you around for this team?
No, what I was going to say is, again, I was -2 at this time, so I'm probably not qualified to talk on this. Let's go next.
No, you're not qualified at all.
I'm gonna pass it to Rando next.
Pass the baton to Rando. Rando, I think
I was six.
Okay.
I just barely snuck out of the 80s into the 90s, babies. I mean, y'all hit on everything as far as valuation goes. But if Walker's making 3.5 to 4.5, whatever AD's number's got to be ridiculous. He better be 5.
We'll get there.
He better be 5+ AD. And I know we're not going to talk, but if look at that number, My goodness, John Wall and Boogie Cousins would have owned the state.
I'm going there too. I'm going there too. Jay Hayes, your thoughts?
Antoine Walker's way too high. I think Wayne Turner should be up there with Tony Delk. Ron Mercer should be making a little more. Jeff Shepard probably a little more, but Mark Pope way down there. Antoine Walker spending all that year. Yeah.
We would.
Yeah, that seems about right. Other than the names that I mentioned, I think Wayne Turner's probably up a little more, and Ron Mercer is probably up a little more.
Where's Anthony Epps?
Yeah,
I
did not like spend hours on this with ChatGPT. I just said,
gotcha.
But Epps was a key player. So yeah, all right.
Yeah, him moving to the starting lineup's what got the thing rolling.
Oh, that it did. All right, so let's see. Can I show the next one? Let's see. All right. So this is the 2012 National Championship team.
I swear I didn't see this before, but I just called it. He better be at 5+.
All right, we'll keep talking, Rando. What are you looking at these numbers? You buying, selling?
I mean that.
Again, this is using today's dollars.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're right. If you believe what has been reported, this is right in the vicinity of what we're paying for this team right now, which I contest. But, man, I'm looking Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, one of my all-time favorite Kentucky players. Him and Tyler Hero are 1-2 for me. But when you rock that 14, you're going to have a piece of my heart forever. But that's 3.5 to 4.5. I know he's number 2 pick, if I remember correctly, to Charlotte. Was it Charlotte then?
Yeah, Charlotte.
That seems like a lot of money.
That motor, though. That motor.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm trying to put myself in this team. I mean, this is a Deron Lamb. Should he not have more money for what he did for the team and running the offense? I mean, I question ChatGPT. I don't know. You might have used the bootleg ChatGPT on this one. I'm not sure.
No, I do a monthly subscription to that, but I did not feed it like all these crazy stats. I gave it just a baseline on what to work with, but anyways, I don't think it's too far off.
No, yeah, I think if I guess it's at the high end, but I don't see why Deron Lamb isn't up there with Teague and Jones for what he was for this team.
No, that's fair. Davo, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Deron Lamb played obviously a really big pivotal part, especially towards the championship run. So that's a little low. I think our boy Darius Miller got a little disrespected too. He played a huge role, especially in the tournament that year.
Best sixth man ever.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you got, the 3. Kyle Wilcher, he had some pretty big moments, but he was just Kyle Wilcher. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't think too much. TB, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it works for me for this squad. Deron Lamb, again, like everybody said, little underrated here for what he actually did for this team, but that works for me.
I think I would put Lamb over.
I would put him above
Teague. Yeah, I think so too. Trace, you're officially within the scope. Your life is in the scope of this, segment.
I don't have a whole lot of disagreements with this one at all. I can definitely confidently say Anthony Davis is worth every damn penny of that. And you'd wonder, as this is, of course, didn't happen, but if the NIL deals, we don't know a whole lot at current day if they're done before the value after, but it's, I guess, could you imagine if there was a world where you worked in all the awards, gave you bonuses and stuff? Because then Anthony Davis would pass $6 million at that point. But and then it also kind of blows my mind, even though this is reality, that two players can be making over $10 million combined. I mean, that is reality. But
basically half of your
Yeah, between two players. I mean, they're worth it, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's just wild to see. Anthony Davis is worth every bit of that.
Finish it up, Hayes.
I'm with Dave on this. I think Darius Miller got disrespected here. Anthony Davis definitely making that. It's a lot more money than the $800,000 that he got to come to Kentucky. Michael Kidd Gilchrist,
Allegedly.
Chicago Tribune put out. But Terrence, yeah, it works for me. I mean, $22 million for a roster to win a title. Why not?
If you're going to win a title, yes.
Why not? Yeah.
Why not? All right, guys. Let's see. What's the next one? Okay. The 2014-15, the platoon team, guys.
So this is going to be difficult.
Yeah, so check this out. Again, Davo, what are you thinking?
Let me see. Wow.
I mean, these are the 10 platoon guys, too.
Yeah. I think well, you're missing a 9 in there somehow or another, but I guess you got you got 5. So
okay.
You're missing a 7 and a 9.
I
That's
don't know what
we get it.
Yeah,
it's all right. We kind of understand what's going on there. I think your bottom 2 is pretty much in agreement. Of course, you got Cat up there. Willie Cauley-Stein, yeah. D-Book, as we know him now, of course, would be getting a lot more. I would probably go ahead and switch Trey Lyles and Tyler Eulis, just because we all know the dog that Eulis was. Other than that, yeah, I mean it's pretty agreeable. I think Aaron would get a huge salary bump after hitting all those shots in the tournament. But yeah, I mean it looks good.
What are you thinking, TB? If you're the GM, are you? Is this what how you're allocating your payroll?
I mean, am I the only one that understood what the Harrisons did their 2 seasons in Lexington?
I don't think so, but remind us.
Because every time I see something, it's like the Harrisons are always kind of discounted. I mean, as a starting backcourt, a runner-up and a Final Four finish, I'd put them a little bit higher because guard plays what gets it done in March. And like Davo said, like Aaron Harrison is going to be at 750 after those 3 shots. Like you've got to factor that in. Like, what are we doing?
Damn it, ChatGPT. Anyways, yeah, I think
I would move Devin Booker up though, but he was getting his car handles on his car licked and shit. So, I mean,
that's still fucking nasty.
Definitely move him up, but yeah.
Well, remind me of that story.
Yes, girls were licking his car handles.
Putting it on Instagram.
He was very popular. We all know that that's part of NIL. Popularity goes a long way with NIL. So I would move him up to 2 because he was definitely the guy. Tyler Eulis, I would probably bump. I think Davo said it best. And Terry, the Harrison twins, they get a lot of disrespect for some reason. Marcus Lee was a big key in the tournament. I mean, that's about right. But $25 million for that roster?
I mean, it's a stud roster, man.
It is, but
we got no time.
Hardware.
And who could have thought what could have happened with Willie Cauley-Stein,
right.
and his injury? I mean, we just don't know.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. So my final one. Let me see. Where is this at? Hold on. All right. So this one, I said, give me the top 10 UK players, past players. And this is what, based on the limited data I asked or factored in with ChatGPT, this is the top 10.
Oscar got more than that when he was here, I believe.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
Staying with you, Jay. Look at this. Tell me. Buying, selling.
Damn. I would put, even though I'm a big Jamal Mashburn fan, I would put Wall over Jamal Mashburn. I would put DeMarcus Cousins over Michael Kidd Gilchrist, even though I'm a bigger Gilchrist fan.
Does Maxey
I would put
be in the
De'Aaron
top
Fox
10?
over. I would put De'Aaron Fox over Maxey.
Yeah. Now I looked at this and I thought, Maxey top 10. I don't know.
I think he was. I think he was,
Okay.
but I would probably move him down in front of Oscar Tshiebwe.
Okay.
And
And
Oscar got a lot more money than that. So
And you got to remember with Maxey, he was on that COVID, right before COVID, and so we don't know exactly what he could have done in the tournament. So,
Yeah.
but De'Aaron Fox, he might want to move him up quite a bit.
Fox, yeah. Could Murray have been on this list?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I mean, he was the bow and arrow thing, man, was pretty popular. So I mean, like once again, the popularity drives NIL. These social media, these guys' sites. I mean, the bigger the money. So yeah.
Where's Meeks?
Yeah.
Who? What was it?
Where's Jody Meeks?
I know. Yeah.
Ball killer. The OG ball killer.
Something about this tells me that Reed Shepherd absolutely clears Tyrese Maxey.
Probably.
I will say this. You are a fool if you don't think Richie Farmer would have been in the top 5 in NIL for the University of Kentucky.
Really?
A fool.
Really?
Richie Farmer was back-to-back agriculture commissioner.
Side note, he took his money. He took his NIL. He took his NIL.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the Courier Journal out of Louisville, whenever there's the political races and they like, what is your thing? Richie Farmer said, I played basketball at Kentucky and won in a landslide. If you don't think that he's not making any money being popular, like the kid from Clay, yes, absolutely. And I'm not talking about, is he a better player than Anthony Davis? I'm not saying that. I'm saying NIL, he clears into the top 5 easy.
I think it might be a
well.
battle.
I think Farmer would collect locally. Davis collects nationally. Is my take.
What about Rex Chapman?
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I. You know what? I did put this. I take it back. I did go back starting with Mashburn. So nothing but prior to Mashburn was factored in.
I just don't know about Boogie at 6. I think just because of the production that he had in the 1 year there, like you would have to think about moving him up somewhere.
He would have definitely had an AT&T commercial for sure.
Call me.
Kevin, what do y'all think about this? How many players on this current roster are clearing the bottom 3 or 4?
2.
That should not be.
2.
Well, that was a nice my little notes. Where does this current does Oweh? I mean, what for the record? I don't know.
3 million.
What is Oweh? Is he 3?
Yeah, I would say Oweh. Oh, I bet Oweh's between Cousins and Maxey.
Allegedly.
You think? Okay.
Him and Jaden Quaintance are the big.
Yeah, JQ. Yeah, JQ's like right around that 3 million too. Yeah.
Okay. Trey, staying with you and looking at this list, just this list alone, are you buying, selling?
I can think of 5 people that, in my opinion, would have made more than, or maybe did make more than Tyrese Maxey. He was great, but that was just another one of those guys that came through. But I mean, again, Reed Shepherd. I guarantee. I mean, I have no idea what Malachi makes or Jasper Johnson. I mean, he seems to be that top 3 or 4 NIL guy on this team, and it's kind of a disgrace that there's a lot of people on this team that would make way more than Oscar did on that graphic. He made plenty, but in terms of that graphic guy, I think is wrong for Oscar. This team's making a lot of money, and half of them don't deserve that kind of money in terms of production. But
that's fair. Maybe I'll get back to ChatGPT and have them massage this after some more.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say, if you have De'Aaron Fox in the top, and you talk about popularity, I mean, at least tie with De'Aaron Fox. You got to put Malik Monk on there. The shots that he make and what he did, and the way that he just didn't care what Cal wanted to do, just did his thing. I mean, he had some. I think he would be up there as well in your top 10.
I'm gonna rattle off some names, guys. Where would looking at this pay scale, Tyler Hero, where would he be? Rando, I know he's your guy. Where would he be? You're the GM. What are you paying Hero?
I'm trying to remember what he. I mean, obviously what he did at Kentucky and the shots that he made, and you know, he was killer. I don't remember how he was. Was he a 4-star plus guy at Wisconsin? I don't remember.
At Wisconsin.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Tyler Hero would have been up there. This is not on topic, but I think as we're talking about names, this is why NIL deals have to be incentive based. Like, here is your baseline money, and then when you do something for us on the court is when you get extra money. Just like coaches get extra money for winning tournament games and SEC championships and titles, we got to start collecting these things, be incentive based.
So that we actually, if that's the case, I agree with you. I do think there should be some type of incentive, but at that point, aren't you concerned that the players will then start playing for themselves and not the team?
Well, I mean, you can have stats incentives, you can have wins incentives. Like I said, you know, Pope got paid for the tournament win. You look at, you know, talk about coaches we chased after, and UConn, his, you know, he gets a nice little bump for winning tournament games. I think the players can be the same way. And then, you know, you're never going to get fully away from your lottery picks potentially not playing when something goes wrong, or, you know, Knicks and Knacks maybe prevent them from, you know, i.e. Mikal Brown in Louisville right now. But if it's incentive based for some of your guys who maybe aren't a first round pick, I think you get guys who play and want to produce. Again, it's not just all points where it's assists, rebounds, it's hustles. Hell, give them bonuses for player of the game. You know, game ball. Say you get a game ball, I give you $50K. You know, it's like something like that. You know, where Mo Diabate can earn some money by not padding the stat sheet, but just going out there and winning you a ball game.
Winning us a ball game. Yep. All right. For the record, asking the panel this: whose door handle would you lick? Davo? Or someone else, someone's door that you're ready to put your tongue on?
My wife's sitting right here, but she don't know the question because I got headphones in. So it would definitely be Claire Strack.
TB, don't, excluding significant others, don't. So Terry, I know you're in Iowa because you're in love.
Yeah, but
you're braving the igloo weather because you're in love. We get it. So what would be your
I'm not licking anything, man. I'm grown. I ain't licking. I get my car licked.
Do you? Trace, is there somewhere somebody's panel
Well, at first I thought we was talking about men's basketball. Then when Davo went that way, I was like, yeah, there's a couple come to mind, but I can't get clipped.
Yeah, we get you. You're smart.
Yeah,
smart.
All right, yeah.
I was about to say I ain't answering that question.
Okay.
If it would have got him back, I'd have licked Reed Shepherd's door handle.
There you go. See, so that's the creativity. See, Rando would take one for the team. We appreciate.
Yeah.
Hayes.
Yeah, Reed Shepherd, what do you need me to do for you, my guy? I'll do it. All right.
I would lick Maria Wilson's
door handle. All right.
Why not? But if I was GM, I'm not paying anybody anything because this is Kentucky. They play for the name on the front. So that's what I was told.
Oh my goodness. We're never going to get a single recruit ever again.
That's how we roll, guys. That's how we roll. All right. Good stuff. Let's see. What are we doing now? Let me go here.
You know what? While you're fine, well, it's fine if he's mentioned that kind of silly stuff while you're looking for that. But I purposely buy. No, I can't say purposely. It is wishful thinking. Whenever I do go to the women's games, a lot of times I buy the tickets like very last few hours because the courtside seats are like super cheap. So I always sit right there on the court, and I just really, just hope for a loose ball, and she just comes running over and like dives into me or something, So that's my wish one of these days.
All right, college football playoff finale. Indiana, Miami, Monday night, tomorrow night. Like it or not, the whole IU Indiana thing, it's not a fluke, guys. I mean, I think we all agree. They started something special last year, and you people can argue that IU has got a bunch of grown men playing. He brought all these kids from JMU. You know what? It's within the rules because that's where's college football, where college sports is nowadays. You're in the portal and you're gonna find a new home depending on your worth and your status. Davo, who you got? Why you got Monday night?
Listen, I know it sucks just being as a Kentucky fan, period, watching Indiana have any kind of success at all, especially as one of the top losingest, football programs in Division I history, and seeing this have this success. Just my heart, I would never cheer for IU to have any success at all. So I really hope Miami beats the shit out of them, even though they're an ACC team, just so I can hear them cry. But at the end of the day, it is really fascinating to watch. Knowing that whenever we talk about levels, about programs and stuff, Kentucky has always been known as had that same label, right? Basketball school, which we are. But to understand that a basketball school can have football success is super exciting. And I think we have the right. I think deep down in my heart that we have the right guy to lead that, and he's showing it by how he's crushing the portal and putting all the pieces together.
Good Lord,
so
yeah,
I'm excited for it.
That's what I'm feeling and thinking is that TB, if a basketball school like IU can run the table, the last college basketball team to run the table was IU, right?
In 76, yeah.
76, yeah. What you got for Monday night, TB?
Oh, I need Miami to win because I need to see Michael Irvin do whatever a former crackhead is going to do. I need to see it. I need to see Michael Irvin at the White House.
A belt to ass.
I don't know if former should be put in front of.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I think he might still partake a little bit.
Well, I don't know if he still do it or he did so much that it's still flowing through his system. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Miami because I need that, and I'm never gonna root for the Hoosiers.
What do you got, Trace?
Yeah, it kind of hit a little different when you whoever it was just mentioned about Indiana having the undefeated in basketball and then now might do it in football. Like, damn, that hurts to see because that you don't want them to do that. But I guess as a Kentucky football fan, I am cool with it because it gives us hope. It's like it is possible. And Vandy gave you a little bit of feel of that this year too. Like it's possible to turn around and to turn around really quickly, and with a new staff and a young offensive-minded coach, like we have hope now to maybe turn the football program around or get it back to where it was for a little bit there. Anyways, but I am rooting for Miami. I would like to see Indiana lose, but as a Kentucky fan, I am grateful that Indiana has broken through all the narratives and made it possible for all the other basketball schools.
Yeah, that is that should be the mindset is that, yeah, if they could do it, they can do it. They've proven that they can do it. Rando, what you got Monday night?
Yeah, I'm in a little bit of a pickle this one. So my mom's side of the family, they all went to Florida State. So I was raised to have some significant disdain for Miami. When my pops moved to Kentucky when I was young, the disdain for Florida, that felt good that I could hate both teams and feel. I think I'm leaning IU in this game. Kirk Cignetti is gonna go out there, and I think he's gonna continue to do what they do. And
I like him. I really like.
I do. I like Cignetti. I think just putting it aside. I know it's Indiana, but I do think if Miami goes and wins this thing. Yes, Indiana's had great success. They're already killing the portal. They're going to be a problem for years to come. As long as Sig's there, they're going to be a problem. I do think, though, you can continue to say there's a ceiling on this thing if Ohio State and Miami's and these legacy football programs continue to win. So, yes, we hate Indiana, but if Indiana breaks the ceiling and wins a national championship, now Stein is like, listen, yeah, Kentucky's not the football school, but look what Sig did. I can do the same thing. I have, so – I think there's got to be a glass ceiling that's broke here, and Indiana and Cignetti smacking Miami in Miami with Mendoza, who's a Miami kid. Give me that narrative all day. I'm going IU.
All right, Jay, what you got, bud?
I think it's an unwritten rule that if your team's not there, that you root for the underdog. So, which is Miami, right?
Miami. What is the point spread right now? Is it 8?
I'm not for sure. I haven't looked. So
I'll look.
I will probably root for them, even though I like Cignetti. He's a prick. I like that. If y'all don't know him, sort of kind of like a prick.
Takes one to know one, right?
Right. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that. And the whole basketball school, football school thing, it gives kind of hope to a Kentucky football fan. So I kind of like that. And, Kentucky, Indiana basketball undefeated. They only played like 25 games back then, though. I mean, so really, it's, but I think Miami wins, even though I will be rooting Indiana wins. I will be rooting for Miami. I think Indiana is too much for anyone. So
they're a machine. I mean, this team is about as complete of a team as you'll get in a season.
Yeah, and the coach has had great sound bites the last couple of years. So
I like him.
Yeah,
I absolutely like him.
Yeah, he's fun. Weird, but fun.
What would Davo? Because he's part of the Saban tree. Saban is the GOAT, college football GOAT. Period. After the debacle with Alabama, well, not debacle, that's the right word. The beatdown that IU gave Alabama, clearly that didn't set well with the fan base. I mean, it was a fucking ass kicking. If you're why would you not at least try to talk to Cignetti?
I think Cignetti just kind of put that to bed quickly. Anyways, he said he's getting older anyways, and he's
in
got
early 60s. Yeah,
he's got it made at Indiana at this point. I mean, Indiana, anything
is he the highest paid coach right now, or one of right in the nation now? I mean, isn't he about 12 or 13 million?
I think Kirby Smart is, but
he's pushing 12.
He's on his way to being that.
No.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And I don't, Indiana anyways, just like was kind of like, as we said, was kind of in the same boat Kentucky. You get 6, 7, 8 wins, they're happy. So I mean, right now, obviously, he's setting the tone right for what he can do.
New bar.
I don't see anywhere in the world where he would go down to Alabama and deal with that bullshit. If they did have a season like they're having now, they would turn their back on him in a heartbeat and want him out anyway. Mm-hmm. So he's fine where he's at. He's good. Absolutely.
TB, staying with the whole kind of IU narrative, Big Ten narrative, they could flex their conference this year because postseason SEC basically no-showed. Is there a change of guard in college football? Because this is the third straight year, and that SEC has not made the final, right?
Yeah, my only thing is it was bound to happen. It's been 25 years. I understand people get tired of the SEC beating their chest. We didn't just make it up. 6 different teams across the conference won championships. 4 won multiple championships in the BCS era. Even Tennessee won a damn BCS title, right? So if any other conference had done that, like if Northwestern had won, if Iowa had won, we would hear about how good the Big Ten is. So, it was bound to happen. I think what we're seeing with the NIL, the difference is IU has got Mark Cuban as a booster.
Yes.
Right now we're starting to see billionaires get into the marketplace. Mm-hmm. It's not just Jim Jones Chevrolet and this local HVAC. It's Mark Cuban, billionaire, getting involved in the NIL. That's going to be the difference. That's what we're going to see moving forward with college athletics. You look at Texas A&M, right? Billionaire. Men's College World Series, volleyball championship. I know shit people don't care about, but the tech folks at Texas A&M's like, we're going to be good at a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see that shift as people with much bigger money get involved in the space.
Trace has what's your take with staying with this? The Big Ten is front and center now, and the SEC is taking a step back. that narrative.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the college sports over the last handful of years just absolutely drastically has changed, been uprooted into a new landscape, and it's who's gonna adapt to it the quickest, and through NIL, through different avenues. You've seen who's done it already, and it's kind of a turning of the tide, turning of the table, whatever the term is. It's up for anybody to go grab now. Essentially, Indiana's proof, the turnaround's insane. There's no reason why if you take your football program a little bit serious and you have backing to it, it can't be you as well. Now you got to go take down the Alabamas, the Georgia. It's not gonna be easy, but it's possible now. Almost at the top, almost at any school. Not every school, but a lot of them. So it's impressive. It gives you hope as a Kentucky football fan.
As a Kentucky fan, exactly. Rando, this is the anti-SEC people would say, well, now that players are getting paid, other schools outside of the SEC are paying their players now that they've superseded the SEC. But your take is
now from top to bottom, the SEC is still the best at the conference. I mean, shoot, you're talking about Vandy was a win away from making the playoff. Ole Miss in Georgia gave us one of the best games in the playoff so far. It's still the SEC. Now, that being said, like Trey said, if you have your top three people care about football, which unfortunately our top three don't, but if you have the president, your AD, and your head coach lockstep wanting to make a change, then you can make a change. And you go look at Vandy, you go look at IU and other football programs that have stepped up. Texas Tech has been, out of it for a little while. There's, if you had those three lockstep, yes, you can have a powerhouse within one of the, these Power 5 conferences. But the SEC still runs things, and they will for the foreseeable future because, yes, Cignetti's probably the best coach in college ball right now, or leaning there. He's very, very close. But the top coaches and the top talent are in the SEC. Unfortunately, we have to beat up on each other throughout the entire season before we get to the playoffs. So I think that's something we got to look at as well. But it means more, and everybody else is just going to hate whatever. They can hate all they want to. Let's just hope that we can, as a Kentucky fan,
Rando, I know you need to bounce. Let me. Yeah. I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. Jay, finish your thought on SEC Big Ten.
Rando hit it. Big Ten doesn't have an SEC schedule. They just don't. I mean, Texas Tech was the highest paid football roster in college football. Did they get a championship? Absolutely not. So I say that, but I also do think that NIL is a big part of it, and we're seeing this shift in the landscape of college football because of it. But Rando hit it. Big Ten is not playing an SEC schedule. They are not beating the hell out of each other every weekend. So I think that has a lot to do with it. They get more bye weeks than the SEC does. So, it is what it is. And, it's part of sports. When you have your conference has teams in it, talk big, talk your shit. The SEC is going to, because it does mean more. So if Kentucky's in it, best believe I'm going to be fucking hard to deal with.
Like we know you would or are. All right, guys, final shot. Randall, I'm going to start with you. It is final shot time. Speak your mind. What you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to basketball. That's what we started off with. I'm back in believing mode, right? I'm back to believe that this team can be something special. Pope told us that by the end of the year, we were going to look at the stats and say we're going to be a top shooting team. Don't let the early season stuff worry us. Now we're, at the top of the SEC in shooting. We're the number 2 defensive team in the SEC. I think before the game, we were 25 in KenPom in defense. So I got the belief there, but prove it to me. You can't lose against UT, Texas, the other UT. So let's beat them. Let's beat Ole Miss, and let's go in with a lot of momentum as we have 2 very, very tough road games coming up, Vandy and Arkansas, right? With the big one being Arkansas because of what happened when he came to our building last year as a big underdog and showed us why he's a Hall of Fame coach. So don't drop this game after you've got a little bit of belief in the fan base. Go out there, do what you're supposed to do. It's a tough team. It's the SEC, but we're at home. Win it in Rupp, and then let's carry this momentum. If you don't do that, there's still going to be a lot of questions on this team. Don't let us down. Get the win we should, and truly, truly submit that this is the team we thought we were post-Purdue exhibition. But go Cats. I appreciate you. Thanks, everybody, for letting me jump on here and run my mouth.
Thank you,
it's
bro.
one of the joys I have talking Kentucky ball. So y'all have a great night. Go Cats.
Right. Hit you up later, bro. See you. All right, Jay, final shot, sir.
Final shots. Kentucky basketball, the toughest team in America. Keep playing tough. I think they do. You know, we heard national and local media saying there's no identity. I think this team has an identity, and it's gritty and grimy. And I like the fight. Also, Tress has merch. Support local.
Thank you.
I'm always about supporting local. So follow him, buy local merch from these guys, man. It helps.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it.
Shout out. Trace, you're on cue. Go.
So, man, again, I want Kentucky to win as much as anybody. I'm unfortunately a little down about this team. This week's been fun for sure. And I'd stand first in that line to be wrong, but I don't think this team's got it. I'm all in. I'm watching every second. I do the pressers. You got me committed, but I just hope it goes better than I would think that it will.
That's fair. I think I'm with you. The faith was kind of renewed for me, but I need a stretch. I mean, 3-game winning streak. That's good. We got 2 games at home. We can take it to 5 before we Vandy that following week. We'll see. Good stuff, Trace. Terry, TB, give me your final shot.
My final shot's going out to my youngest daughter. She finished first in her first indoor track meet of the year for those mighty Ravens. Dave O. She is running the 400 meters, much like Sydney McLaughlin-Lavrone of former Wildcats. So she's got her mindset on winning a state title. So give a shout out to my baby girl.
Yay, little brown. All right, good stuff. Dave O, finish this. Take us home.
Man, I don't know much about track, but I do know for a fact that I've heard the 400 and the 800 is ridiculous to run. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, I've reached out to Van Hals to help out because he's a track guy. So
he is the man.
I'm like, tell me what I'm seeing. He's like, oh yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, because you got to have pace and closing speed, so that's awesome. So I don't know, Terry. I think you're a Cubs fan, right? When it comes to
my wife is a Cubs fan,
which means Terry's a Cubs fan too. We get
so
it.
I'm gonna talk a little bit about MLB baseball. This could be hopefully the last year of ridiculous spending in Major League Baseball. They're talking about there could be a major lockout, so no MLB in 2027. Hopefully the Dodgers can go ahead and buy their last World Series championship, and we actually get to see some competitive Major League Baseball across the scale. I am unfortunately a Cincinnati Reds fan, so I understand pain year in and year out, and I understood that whenever we went to the playoffs, that we was going to be facing the Dodgers, and I knew that was going to be a quick 2-day trip out to LA. But it kind of is what it is, and I'm excited to see hopefully the owners put their foot down and tell these players, hey, like we gotta make things competitive and stop with this nonsense that the Dodgers are doing, especially.
Didn't their guy turn down a long-term high?
So here's the deal. So you're gonna get me going on this now. I mean, we got to stop. So they made him an offer to make him the highest Reds player in history, which it would have been. But we're talking Reds money here. We're talking Castellini money. We're talking the cheapest owners in history of every major sport. So we're talking he turned down 10 years, like $330 million, which ain't shit compared to what the big market teams are paying.
He's got to feed his family, Dave. Oh, come on.
Okay, well, he's going to hope. Well, actually, I don't know. It pisses me off seeing the big market teams all the time winning. And, and they say, well, you got to beat them. Well, you can't beat them whenever the rosters are the way they are.
No.
So I don't know. It is what it is. I'm excited.
Is there a salary cap in the future for MLB?
There better be.
It needs to be.
There
Yeah.
better be.
Hey, can I just say, too, that in no way that I was for the 49ers to win, but I am disappointed that I didn't get a TB happy dance for a 49ers win. I will say that.
Yeah, where's that at?
I did dance last week though.
No, we're talking in the moment.
I wanted it to be continued, and
Yeah.
Can you for the next 10 seconds, can you zoom out and give us something?
No. I need a little lubrication on that. Yeah, man. 49ers. It's been brutal.
All right, I'm gonna message Kate. Get the lube out, and let's see what happens. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff, guys. 2 games this coming week. Was it Ole Miss or Texas and Ole Miss?
Travis Perry, throw up 30.
That's true. Yeah, back home. Yeah.
I mean, I want to beat Ole Miss, but I would love to see that. I can't lie.
Really? Okay.
I don't think it's going to happen. He might get 4 points, but yeah.
No doubt about it. He'll come in and get 20 plus. He'll kill us.
That's how it just happens to work with us. All right, good stuff. Jay, plug your show, sir.
Religiously Kentucky Sports Podcast. Do episodes every Monday. I'm on there talking shit, putting out good sound bites from games and whatnot. We have a good time. It's a conversation at a bar, basically, is what we do. We throw a few numbers in there. Not much, because I hate these numbers. Stats, I feel like you can manipulate. You can make it be good or bad, however you want. So I stray away from the numbers, but I got a lot of number guys around me that give me good information. So I always throw nuggets out there. And I will say, from the very beginning of the season, I've been right on everything I have said, regardless of what Michelle Brown will say about me.
Everything, huh? Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much. All right. So everything to pretty much.
60% of the time, I'm right.
Okay.
I'll say that.
You're right about everything 60% of the time. Got it. Okay. I'm with you.
Right. Yeah.
Trace did, or who? What's? No, it was it, right? Cats coverage. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I guess I'm confident anybody watching this stream from any social media has a Facebook page. I'd ask that you follow us on Facebook. Cats Coverage is exactly how it's spelled right behind me. And that's it. Yeah. Thanks for all the support, Jay. Thanks for the shout out too.
Get the merch. Get the merch. Tell them, get the merch.
Yeah, I'm ordering a hat whenever I get paid, so I got you.
Thanks, man. For all, I think we can all say we're all, none of us are backed by some company. None of us are. We're all fighting for our own, putting our own money into it. I'd say support everybody on this pod too, because we're all in the game. So,
yes.
The beautiful thing about the BBN is that everybody can have their own show or their own page, their own whatever. It's a little bit different, and talking to fans here in Big Ten country, they don't understand how Kentucky fans are. And I'm like, you got fans like Maria and Michelle that will watch 4 or 5 different shows a week. Like, they will consume 20 hours of Kentucky podcasts. That is the best fans in the country.
Terry, you're 100% right there. That's why I started my site during COVID. I mean, people will ask me sometimes, they're like, I want to get into the journalism, the media stuff. I'm like, if no one's going to give you an opportunity, start at your own, because everybody can get a slice of the pie. There's not an end to it.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Everybody can eat. Like, yeah, I'm right there with you.
BBN is huge. And, all of us do Terry, you do, real quick, plug your Wednesday night.
Oh, Cats Talk Wednesday, every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcast, Twitter, Facebook, as well. Heading into year 14, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you and Benny.
Amazing.
Good stuff. Follow Round of Shots at Round of Shots on X and Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. Everyone, appreciate people hanging with us tonight. Again, 2 big games for the men's team this week to hopefully carry that momentum, continue on the winning streak. For Davo, TB, Trace, Jay Hayes, and his smoke, Rando, wishing everyone a good Sunday night, a good week. Go Cats. Peace out. Have a good night.
Go Big Blue.
Later.
Yep.